Had a few drinks too many? A cop hits you with a DUI or OWI?
I think you better call Donnell.
Arrested and facing criminal charges, misdemeanor or felony?
I think you better call Donnell.
Purchase a product that causes you or a loved one harm?
I think you better call Donnell.
When your loved one is neglected and abused in a nursing home?
I think you better call Donnell.
That's right, you better call Attorney Darnell Lyles and get represented right. And the first consultation is free. Yes, free. So call right now, 219-939-9LAW. That's 219-939-9529. Attorney Darnell Lyles. Darnell Lyles.
The IRS doesn't mess around. If they think you owe them money, they will take it. They can garnish your paycheck and seize your bank accounts too. So if you owe back taxes, call Covington Tax Solutions. They can save you thousands if you qualify. Call Covington Tax Solutions now for a free consultation. Call 872-257-4631. Call 872-257-4631.
Covington Tax Solutions.
Hi, my name is Karen Baker. I'm a practical nurse at Northwestern, and I listen to the family meeting.
Hi, this is Jennifer Marlowe from Wintrust Wealth Management, and I'm listening to the family meeting.
Yeah, y'all. Welcome to the worldwide headquarters of the family meeting. It's family meeting time, y'all. I'm your boy E. That voice you heard back there with the reverb is the Black Asian dude himself. Reverb. Grab your phones, find us on social media. You know how that works. Do that thing. Just do all that.
Do that thing.
Yeah, because that's where the conversation happens when we're not here. We're on almost all of them, I think. TikTok ain't quite figured that one out, but try that too. But the YouTube channel, that's where you want to go. Yeah, subscribe to that. Give you a reminder every week when we're on the air. In the space shuttle cockpit controlling everything is our white slave. That would be Devin. There's no doodad on my microphone today. What happened to the doodad?
Here's one over here. You want it?
Maybe on the break.
All right. Let me clean it up first.
They didn't give me no doodad, man. I got to doodad here, man. Hey, man, be sure to visit our webpage, too, tfmradioshow.com. That's tfmradioshow.com. Archive broadcast, a music playlist, and a live link to the broadcast there right now, tfmradioshow.com. And on that page, you can become a patron of a broadcast. Yes, sure can. For as little as $5 a month, you can become a patron of the family meeting. Hit that button, become a patron. tfmradioshow.com. The line's filled quickly. The number is 773-763-9278. 773-763-9278. Yo, man.
What? I got like notes that I've been making the last couple of days and just stuff. And I got some people.
Why are you making notes?
Well, not so much notes. That's not correct. I have some people to give some shout outs to as we go along.
Oh, you make reminders.
Reminders, that's what I meant. Sorry. You see, okay. You must want to. Did you go to college?
I read a book.
You must be one of those smart dudes.
I read a book, man.
And maybe you like went to Howard, where a lot of cool black people
I did that too, man.
Came out of.
Maybe you went to Pepperdine. They make notes at Pepperdine, reminder notes.
Yeah, man, on the angle.
There you go.
You know, got to catch that wave, brother.
Yeah, man. So might have had COVID this week.
Uh-oh. Yeah, he told me when we walked in, y'all.
Your boy, I didn't do the test right.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. Keep going.
It's the home test. My wife had a home test at home because when they were giving them out free, we had some stacked up in the house. Apparently, those things they expire. So a couple of them I made note of that and had to throw it away. But the one that I saw that I could use, I used it. I think I tested myself wrong.
So you might have tested yourself wrong, and you have it.
This was like early in the week, like Monday or Tuesday, man. This was earlier in the week because the reason I say might is because later in the week my wife started feeling symptoms, and then she tested and she tested positive.
Oh, it's like you told me when Ann got it, and you said to me, "Yeah, dude, you were fine when y'all were on the other side of the house, but then when you got in the car and drove an hour, she put it on me." So I would say that
I thought I didn't have it. In fact, the first night, because I wasn't sure, which was I think Monday night.
Yeah,
I went and slept in my daughter's room.
Okay,
right, just because I wasn't sure. I took the test the next day. I was negative.
Did you? When was the last time you tested?
I haven't. I just figured I probably had it.
Why didn't you test, dude?
I mean, what difference does it make now?
So you know.
For what?
For your own edification. Okay.
Okay. I'll be edified. Then what?
You aren't going to change your behavior?
I mean, I don't. It's a week now.
That's not my question.
I don't have to change my behavior. I've been acting as if I had it.
Okay. All right.
I don't need to change anything.
Okay.
I mean, even if it was a cold, I didn't want her to get it, so I just got out of the room.
So you think she got it from you? Or
I mean, I
you
think we
got
both
from
got
her?
it from homecoming.
Oh, because you said Monday you started feeling it. Did she too?
Well, actually, Sunday. I mean, when I was here, I had a headache when I was here.
That's right, you did. But that was I thought that was some other stuff.
That too. I did too.
I tried to cover for you on the brown liquor that you had.
Brown liquor will give you a headache too.
Yeah, it'll give everything an ache.
But for me, it manifests if it was COVID, and I don't know. I had a headache and cold symptoms basically. I was taking Theraflu and stuff like that. And
well, if you had it last Sunday, I didn't get it from you last Sunday, and we were dapping each other up both on the front end and the back end. So,
so
all right. I'm gonna stay over here.
Get out there, man. Yeah, stay over there, man. I mean, but here again, it's been a week. I already talked to my girl Julie, the doctor. She told me what to do. She said 5 days and you're good. It's been 5 days.
Cool.
I'm good.
Well, all I care about,
still a little hoarse.
That's true. A horse is a horse. All I care about, E, is that my man is healthy and safe, and I know you're a grown-ass man.
Thank you, man. Big hug for you,
You know
man.
that will never change.
Big fake hug for you, man.
That will never change. People come at you, they got to deal with me.
Speaking of come at people.
And because I'm not good when it comes to coming at my people. I will, do some stuff that you wish didn't exist in the world.
Speaking of come at people, man, Speaker Pelosi's husband was attacked this week.
Man.
And, I mean, y'all, I ain't got to go through the whole story. Y'all heard it, right? If you haven't heard it, shame on you.
That's another conversation.
Right, yeah, you got something going on that ain't quite right. But, yeah, dude attacked him with a hammer, man. Bashed him in the head a couple of times, apparently required surgery.
Yeah.
Busted in the house, and the reports are that he was claiming to be, wanted to sit there and wait for the speaker to get home.
He's ready to tie up.
Which is also stupid because you can see where she is.
Right.
So, it ain't like people don't know where she is. So why you choose the day she ain't home?
Wait. This
you know when she's home.
Right. I look at it like this. I'm saying, not only is he a punk, but he's stupid.
Stupid punk.
Stupid punk. I mean, dude,
you're trying to get it, man. Watch where she is on television.
Wait to the end of the session when she's home. But see, he's a punk. Not only,
all those people are imbeciles, man. They just, I mean, what he believed apparently, based on his social media posts and everything else, dude's way off on the deep end. They had turned on the machine to make him afraid of everything, like they do, and he was afraid of her, and she was the boogeyman. And I mean, hey, man, listen. Here's the thing that I think people need to get ready for. This is just the beginning.
Yep.
Look,
man.
This dude is bold enough to break into the home of the person third in the succession to the presidency.
And y'all thinking
and gonna kill her with a hammer.
Yeah, and y'all running around going, oh well, but see, look, I'm
gonna kill her with a hammer, man.
I'm a broken ass record, Eric. Listen, I remember when I was in college, in graduate school, all the levels of my adult life. You can go back to when I was a teenager, but I remember all levels of my life when folks that look like you and me have been saying that there's some issues. And it's not the people that we knew were on the far whatevers of the conversation. It's the people that were supposedly close to us and our allies. The ones that said, yeah, Rich, we got you, dude. Don't worry, dude. Don't be upset, dude. Telling us, don't play the race card. And come on, man. It can't be that bad. We got Michael. We got Tiger. We got Oprah. I fought when I marched with so-and-so. All those memes, listen, I've been grown since 1982. So what is that, 40 years by state law?
Yeah.
And so I'll just use my adult years, Eric, that have been saying, listen, we're not just complaining because we ain't got nothing else to do. We're not just bringing these points up, giving you data because we ain't got nothing else to do.
Well, I mean, so the notion of the country being, the apparatus of the country being pointed at you, I've mentioned this before. I mean, we're accustomed to the apparatus of the government being pointed at us all the time.
Yep.
That's what happens. So, I take these times on the weekend sometimes to watch things that I probably shouldn't watch.
He's not talking about porn, y'all.
No, not that.
Well, it could be political porn.
Yeah. It ain't even that either. It's just, listen, I don't pull punches with y'all. It's the kind of stuff that I don't need to be watching because it leaves you with this feeling that you need to go out and kill up a whole bunch of white people. Mm-hmm. Right? So, I'm watching Descendant on Netflix.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did. It's about Africa Town in Mobile, Alabama. I'm not going to spoil it for you. Watch it for yourself.
Eric, you definitely.
But I'm not going to go out and kill up a whole bunch of white people. I ain't going to do that.
No,
that's not my nature. But it makes you feel like if I can get a few of them, get away with it.
Wait.
Don't call me with that.
This lady was on the Steve Harvey show, and she said, "Steve, we're so upset with you." Because and concerned that when a woman does something or says something that just you don't like, you say, "Oh, she crazy," and that she said, "We're just we don't think it's fair that you say that. We would like you to stop." So Steve just kind of stood there and looked at her, the woman in the audience, and he was like, "Okay, this is what I tell you. My daddy used to say, when you throw a rock into a bunch of dogs, the one that hollers is the one that got hit." So I've been waiting to say that for an appropriate moment, and this is where we are.
There you go.
This is where we are. Yeah. These folks.
So here's the thing. You guys see how this election thing is looking. It's way too close.
Yeah.
Given the circumstances under which we know some people are behaving.
Yep.
Somebody like a Herschel Walker shouldn't even be in the running. But last I saw, he was neck and neck with Pastor Warnock in Georgia. Mm-hmm.
He's within voter suppression impact.
Yeah. He could win.
Getting him through.
He could win. And so what you're faced with, and they've already begun talking about it, is once you guys fool around and relinquish control to them, they're going to go about the business. They're going to have to go about the business in order to keep their caucus intact. Listen to what I'm saying to you now. In order for them to keep their caucus intact, they're going to have to go about the business of appeasing the lunatic right side of their caucus. And the right side of their caucus wants Biden impeached.
Yep.
They want him impeached, right? So that's and then it's going to be investigation after investigation, Hunter Biden, they're going to probably drag Hillary in, all manner of things, right? And so here's the thing. I don't even know if this would be considered a public service thing that I can do for you guys.
Oh, this sounds interesting.
Well, some of y'all ain't used to. Usually the apparatus of the country is aimed at black people, right? Mm-hmm. We used to that.
Yep.
We act accordingly. But now the apparatus of the country, when and if they win, will be aimed at black people and y'all for being friends with black people. They'll be aimed at y'all because y'all voted for Barack Obama.
Your adjacency is going to put you under threat.
Right. Y'all going to get the apparatus of the country aimed at you, and it's not going to be fun. And I know y'all don't handle that kind of stuff really well. And here's the thing. And I heard last night when I was watching Henry Louis Gates's latest thing on the Grapevine. Mm-hmm. I heard, what's the brother who's the professor at Princeton? Eddie Glaude. Eddie Glaude. He said a phrase that I've heard said before. He said that black people, we don't allow ourselves to be defined by the hell you give us.
Nope.
We still cool. So when you look back at who this country is and when it achieves at its highest levels, it's because black people have pushed you to do so.
Yep.
When the inventions, the innovativeness of this country is born largely, not exclusively, but largely out of black people. The country was built largely physically by black people.
Yep.
And when your morals and your mores are being challenged, they're usually being challenged for your betterment by black people. Mm-hmm. So y'all need to learn the swag.
Because it's coming.
Y'all need to learn the swag that we have as we endure the apparatus being pointed at us.
We've been referred to oftentimes as being lazy. We have never had the luxury of being lazy or not able, or certainly not able, but willing, almost by force, that we always got to hustle. We have to hustle 24/7.
Right.
And so here we are now going, I mean, what Professor Glaude said is true. We cool. Because we know, I mean, I was walking out the door, coming here. I was like, yeah, I just saw the numbers again. I don't watch the polls that much, but, I catch every now and again, and somebody will send me something and that looks credible. I'm like, okay, it's too damn close.
It's too close. And the fact that it's close is the biggest problem.
The biggest problem.
Because if the election goes their way, they're going to aim the apparatus at you. If the election doesn't go their way, they're going to aim their apparatus at you.
Don't y'all get that?
Right.
They go
just like they did with Paul Pelosi. They're going to aim it at you.
Yeah.
And these people are not, went after the person third in succession to the president.
Imagine.
With a hammer. They're going to kill her with a hammer.
Imagine you walking down the street. Imagine you walking down the street and you don't look right. You're a single white female. You got your 2 children with you.
Say you're a trans person.
I'm going to make it even easier. A single white female walking down the street, and this knucklehead comes sees you, and thinks, "Why are you out? And why are you even out in the street right now? You should be at home, barefoot and more pregnant."
Handmaid's Tale.
Right? I say that without any disrespect to anybody or the single white female. But imagine that's you. If this fool's going to roll up on Paul Pelosi, looking for Speaker Pelosi, and breaking into their crib.
Mm-hmm.
And yet before the grace of God, the police showed up at the nick of time from what we've reported.
He's right.
We would be having a whole different conversation right now.
Well look, as the story goes, the cops came in, and apparently Pelosi had his hand on the hammer with this dude. They were wrestling with the hammer.
Yeah.
And the cops said, drop the hammer. And Pelosi did. The other dude didn't.
Right.
And hit him in the head with it a couple of times. I don't understand why they didn't shoot the dude. They tackled him.
Did you show up late for class on that one?
I don't know. I'm just. Maybe he was too short. His height. You can't shoot people that height.
God, he was too short.
That's right.
You can't shoot people that are that short.
No.
And he probably didn't play basketball really well.
No. He probably didn't.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have questioned your judgment.
This is fair warning, because I think that if people are real insular about this issue. This election coming up a week from Tuesday.
You mean they're being quiet about what they're really going to do?
No. I think that people are being insular. They think that there's some sort of a higher the better angels amongst us will prevail.
They don't understand human nature.
That these people who are about this business of storming the Capitol and attempting to kill the Speaker of the House, that these people will be dealt with, because our country is better than that.
America.
And I'm here to tell you, it ain't, man.
That apparatus is slowly rotating.
They got the crank going. They're cranking it around, pointing it at you.
It's coming your way, y'all.
And listen, I hate to do it, because I dislike the attempts at frightening people that oftentimes occurs at this time of the year, this crazy election season. I don't like that at all. But I mean, the evidence is clear.
What else are we going to do at this point? Eric, we've been tapping on the door for decades.
And we've been saying it's coming, and they keep demonstrating it.
And they go, but I mean, isn't the guy on the white horse going to ride in and save the day?
But here's the answer. He did, though. Thank God the police were there. Listen, man.
Yeah.
No, that ain't how this works. That ain't how this works, man.
This dude wasn't the mob. The
mob, yeah. If they lose, I think you got a bigger problem than if they win. Mm-hmm. Just saying.
Legislatively, you may not, but safety-wise.
So we can talk about ways to deal with it, but I don't know if y'all ready, man. 773-763-9278. Stay tuned for more of the Family Meeting.
Where you mad at? What you said? That relationship dead? And it's time to move ahead, What the real life? What the deal like? What you feel like? Sex tonight?
This is Robert Orr. Keep listening to the Family Meeting.
Come on. Give it to the That's right. Check me out.
A basic and essential part of any financial plan is savings. Most of whatever cash you have will be there because you put it there, not necessarily because of some fancy investment. Now with Save and Plan, Polaris has introduced a way for you to get empowering financial advice. Save and Plan is simple. Just sign up to save on a systematic monthly basis directly from your account and gain access to a planner and our planning services. Once you sign up to save, Polaris will help you develop a customized financial plan and give you a real person to speak with. Your dedicated planner is just an email or phone call away. Save and Plan offers empowering advice for everyone. Visit us at polarisadvice.com and call us today at 312-951-2606 or email us at polarisadvice.com. That's 312-951-2606 or email us at polarisadvice.com. Save and Plan, empowering advice for everyone.
Securities offered through Lion Street Financial LLC, member FINRA and SIPC. Investment advisor services offered through Lion Street Advisors LLC, registered investment advisors.
Hey, Family Meeting cousins. As you know, we created a Patreon Family Meeting subscription and membership page to include you great listeners in our effort and give you a chance to very economically promote your business, organization, or local event. You can contribute as little as $5 per month to get your message out and support the Family Meeting as a viable voice. We know you appreciate our permanent interest dialogue, get up and dance playlist, and our great guests who stop by. So become a cousin and go to our website, thefamilymeeting.com, and click on the link.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. All benefits are subject to policy definitions, limitations, and exclusions. For details, visit qualityoflifeinsurance.com.
Building a solid insurance plan is like building a place to live. It takes different materials to make it comfortable.
What about a castle? Isn't it just made of stone?
Castles are drafty, but that's not the point. Homes use different building materials, and you need different insurance coverage to give you security.
What about a teepee? Isn't it just made out of one thing?
Skins and poles, but let's stay focused. Quality of Life Insurance is affordable insurance from a leading company and can provide benefits if you're disabled or suffer a serious illness or injury and need help to preserve your lifestyle.
So it's a modern structure to meet my insurance needs.
Exactly.
To find out more, contact the Polaris Insurance Agency. Visit polarisadvice.com or call 312-951-2606 to learn about how we can help you make a plan for your future. That's 312-951-2606.
Hi. Hello. Hey. Whoa, whoa. Get the funk out my face. 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 You don't like my music, you don't have to use it. Funkin' is a thing that all of us release. You don't have to get it, all you do is let it. Then you know exactly how to. You don't like my music, you.
Hey everybody, it's Cherie Hicks. You can reach me at www.facebook.com/Cherie Hicks. Welcome back to the Family Meeting.
So that's first off, 773-763-927. That's funk out of my face.
Not the other word.
Get the funk, F-U-N-K, out of my face.
Yes. Brothers Johnson, 1976. And
Yeah,
I'll
that
stop
too.
there.
Yeah, that too.
Quincy
Just in case you're
Jones.
wondering, when did he get so lewd?
Eric's playing music that's got the F-U words in it. No, it does, but it's different.
It's funk.
Don't you know by now?
It's funk, man.
If Eric's in the mix, no pun intended, it's funk.
Yeah. So look, man, this is not going to end. I fear that people are going to be walking around saying, well, I just can't believe it. I think you need to start believing it right now. If what you saw happen in San Francisco to Nancy Pelosi's husband isn't enough, you need to start believing that these people are snapping on a regular basis. They ain't too bright. One's indicated by what this dude did. they ain't, the cops, they can't shoot straight. What was that, the Apple Dumpling Gang? Remember that movie?
Mm-hmm. With Don
Knotts?
Yeah, your man.
Yeah,
that's your boy.
They're not going to get it right, but it's a thing. It really is a thing, and you got to prepare for that. And so after or Tuesday evening, it doesn't even matter the outcome. You risk these people. I mean, they're already menacing people at these drop boxes, the ballot drop boxes.
Right, and they're showing up. They got guys showing up in they're zooted. They're showing up in military gear at drop boxes, and some of the areas that are going to be designated early voting areas, these guys are already staging. So I saw something that was interesting, really interesting. A woman said, sister in Baltimore, said to the effect, okay, so if that's what they're going to do, they're showing up in, they're in gear to quote unquote, intimidate people at ballot boxes. Who's not to say that voters are going to start to show up with their bodyguard and their person that they have that's got, that's armed to the teeth?
Now you got a shootout at the ballot box,
right?
And that's going to disrupt, to say the least, election day a bit, and that particular polling place. That's slightly disruptive. I think that's disruptive.
Just a little bit.
Here's the part that exasperates it even further. So, those that don't represent our permanent interests, silence is complicit. And so to date, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, you haven't heard nothing from the former dude y'all had in the White House with condolences or well wishes or which the implication is that's what he wants.
That's endorsing it. That's if you can't, as Dr. King said, I'm not worried about those who are yelling at me. I'm worried about the ones that are not yelling for me.
And call it a stretch if you'd like. Call it a stretch. He hadn't said anything, so I can't know what he's thinking.
It doesn't matter at this point.
And then the majority of those elected officials, kind of ham-handed. Hey, I wish that didn't happen to you. Hey, it's too bad. Hey.
Well, that's the least of the worst. In that list, of course, comes to mind Mitt Romney and his weak ass. We can't accept this kind of violence. This is not who we are, and it's got Speaker Pelosi anxious. Anxious. Okay, so then you got people who, to the opposite end of what you're saying about being silent, those that are saying things are saying something that's mealy-mouthed or accusatory.
Here's the part that that leads me to believe that people are being insular about this, is it's a clear threat. We know it's out there. We know these people are ready and willing to do things like this. And you don't see an equal and opposite response. You don't see, there was. You've seen statistics recently. So prior to the imbecile being elected, there was like 800 threats on Congress.
Mm-hmm.
It's 10 times that now. It's 9,000 threats.
Not including.
And you've got these poor sisters in the squad who are under constant duress and without the resources to provide themselves with security.
Which is insane, given that I said to Ann after this attack of Paul Pelosi, I said, this is insane. That we have the money to do everything we damn well please, and the ability at the same time. But it's like what's his name said about the will. I can't think of your
yeah, they'll do what they want to do.
They do because listen, every spouse of any elected at this point where we are right now, their spouse should have at least one person of detail with them all the time.
Yeah, I hear that these young ladies that are members of the squad, they find themselves sleeping in different locations every night.
That's crazy. And then you go back to what you said, and you got to give them. We say we don't give out medals for doing your job, but that's above and beyond the measure to have to be.
At a certain point, and this is straight from Brother Minister, right? They only speak one language.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to speak to them, you got to speak to them in their language. Okay, E, you're endorsing violence. I'm endorsing protection.
Bingo.
The same kind of protection that you guys want when you advocate for gun rights.
Mm-hmm.
For protection.
I want to protect myself from the government.
Right.
Okay,
so if I feel like somebody's menacing me, I'm going to shoot them.
I'm going to protect myself from your dumb ass.
So, I need somebody to say, okay, we're done with this. You imbeciles, you can want to do that, but
this is what's going to happen.
So I can't use the language.
I know.
I can't use the language. But there's a TikTok video where a guy is scientifically making you understand the graph of F around
and find out. See, Eric and I, y'all know we get.
So he was measuring the proportionality to effing around to finding out.
Mm-hmm.
And he said it was directly proportionate
Effing around. To find out is
the amount you F around is directly proportionate to how much you find out.
Right.
Right.
Or you can say it the other way. You go find out how much your effing around cost you.
Right, exactly. So there needs to be somebody on this side of the ledger saying, okay, we ain't having it no more.
We're done.
We want y'all to bring your ass over here with that stupidity, and we're going to deliver, find out to you.
I want that leader or leaders or a flank of them to come to the mic like Senator Booker did when they were trying to play with him during the hearings, and he was like, "You got something to say to me about what I just said about this whole hearing process? Bring it." And he sat back.
Right.
And the room was quiet as
it's
church.
time for that. It's time for that kind of language in response. Instead of oh, this is a shame, and oh, we're better than that, and oh, this is not what this country's about.
Wait, and then say that. They say these folks are saying it. These piebacks are saying it, and then they go right back to taking their kids to soccer and preparing for their little, dinner parties and all this other craziness. To your point about being insular. Because they'll say the right words, quote, and then they'll go back to doing what they were doing before the incident happened. This is no different than the shooting at the synagogue. This is no different than Buffalo. This is no different than what happened in Uvalde.
It's no different than what happened at the Capitol when the police should have emptied their guns into a few of the people in front,
and
they would have scattered the rest of them.
Yeah, because people want to think that those who may have been armed were going to fire back. Well,
that's part of the guy. That's part of the gig. I mean, if it was me, they'd shot me. I know that. They'd have shot, stop. Okay, bang. Bang.
Sorry.
Here, take this. You ain't stopped yet? Bang, bang. Okay? You're going to get up again? Bang, bang, bang. But they didn't shoot anybody.
Not one person, E.
They wrestled with them.
Not one.
They negotiated with them.
Oh, could you guys go back now? Could you step back a little bit?
Right, just stay back. Stay back.
Stay back.
Stay back. You're not allowed in here.
I would have been like,
hey, you're not allowed in here.
Man, please.
Listen.
I give the officers of all mixes, all natures, all cultures, the credit for not just saying, look, I told you to get back. But see, there just goes to show this sort of intercultural bias. And the brothers and sisters who were working that day and had to deal with that or had to go through that ordeal, I give them major praise, frankly.
Yeah, and the piece you don't want to talk about really is that some of the perpetrators are law enforcement.
Yep.
And again, this country is better than that. We don't do that kind of stuff. No, the Klan historically has been police.
If you all do not think at this point that our country is not as great as it wants to say during these times that it is, you have to understand the nature of what went down at the Pelosi residence. This guy, and I don't care, I wish somebody from the right would call in and want to challenge me on this. They're trying to say that, he was a left nut. No, he clearly, in the most recent years, had been influenced by things that were found about him and his beliefs. I'll stop there. But if you all don't understand the magnitude of this dude breaking into the Speaker of the House of Representatives' home, as he said, third in line, to go after her.
Yeah,
if you don't get that, and you don't
respond appropriately with security measures to make sure that doesn't happen again, and deterrence.
Yeah,
the deterrence. Deterrence are what's really missing here.
Yeah,
these people are not deterred.
No, and
they're coddled.
They're coddled, and those who are voters, the politicians, y'all need to stop. Y'all need to do the job that Eric's talking about. But the voters, y'all who've been sitting on the fence, if you call yourself still trying to figure it out, or if at this point, I ain't got nothing for you because
they're coddled in a way that's amazing because they always, the left does it too. Which we know everybody does it, but not to the same degree. But also, they couch it under opposing views. Okay, you can have an opposing view, but you ain't finna have no weapon.
No, and
bring it at me like that.
I mean, I'm looking.
You ain't finna have menacing language with me. We can disagree on policy. We can disagree on how we go about educating our children and providing health care. but you not finna threaten me. You not finna to have people at ballot boxes with guns. You're not finna do that.
No.
We're ending this. And that's what we're missing here is somebody saying, that's over. You don't get to do that no more. And if you do it, here are the consequences, and they're dire.
Even the leaders on the left, that the progressives right now, I think should go. I mean, and maybe they're out of respect. They're giving Speaker Pelosi the space so she can deal with this initial trauma. And I say "and" rather than "but."
I always get space. Somebody wants to deal with it now.
But I'm talking about her. I mean, she's.
Yeah, I mean, she got to deal with her husband.
Right.
This
but I'm
is
saying
what the other people got to deal with.
I'm saying right. So we got it. This is that threading the needle, which is kind of easy. Somebody in leadership, or a few people. I say a few people. A phalanx of people need to step to the mic and say, "Look." In all honesty.
You say phalanx?
Yeah.
Spell that for me.
PHALANX.
I don't think that's right.
I don't think it's right either. That's my brain just went, did I spell that right? E. I'm talking about the visual, the optics. Somebody in leadership in either the House and or in the Senate should, or even somebody from the administration, should step to the mic and say, this is over.
Yeah, we're done playing with y'all.
We're done with y'all. We're the administration right now. We're the administration, and we are, and maybe it runs a flag, runs up the flag to President Biden, and with Vice President Harris, and say, look, we're done.
Done with this.
And if this means if saying this means we lose the election in 2024,
damn it,
you need to know where we stand. Damn it.
That's right.
Because we ain't taking this no more.
No, you can't. They only speak one language. They're not good. They'll never. Can you imagine one of them who are inclined to break into the speaker's house with a hammer, saying, "Oh, I didn't realize that.
No,
my bad."
Come on, man. Can you?
They'll never do that.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if a brother had rolled up into Mitch McConnell's crib and gone after Elaine Chao?
Yeah. Well, you can count on somebody to try to point out a brother who did that.
Well, I'm waiting to see.
That's what they're going to start doing now, saying, well, what about the time? What about? They're going to start doing that kind of stuff.
What about
all of that's bad.
Name the last 10 times that the perpetrator of any of these crimes, these shootings, and these other crimes has been a black male that shot up.
We don't do that. We don't do that because that's a death sentence for us.
So,
but there was a left-leaning shooter who shot Scalise.
Right, but
right. But he shot. But my response to that is, you shoot him too.
Yeah. We don't want him off. We don't want him out here doing this.
No, shoot them all. If they're attacking anybody, right or left, shoot them.
Eric said this a few months ago about the problem with bad social behavior. You got to stop all of it. It doesn't matter who's perpetrating it. We don't want the police to.
But I'm not finna engage in no conversation about y'all do. No. If you see people who are of my political ilk doing it too, shoot them.
Knock their behind down. Because that's what's supposed to happen.
Right.
That's that's handling business. So, to be perfectly clear, so nobody calls in here saying, well, Rich and Eric, you guys are saying that. No, we ain't said that one time.
Well, I mean, the retort is going to be, well, you're advocating for violence. Hell yeah. Because that's the only language they speak.
Put them down. I mean, I don't literally mean he's killing them.
The history of the white mob in this country is clear. And the only way a white mob backs down is if you meet them with what they understand.
Yeah.
Shoot them.
Colin Powell version. Bring all you got. And as James,
they should have shot that man in Pelosi's house. They should have shot him. And if they didn't shoot him, I hope they beat his ass on the way to the police station, like they do black people.
That's where the injuries came from that he's in the hospital for.
Right. Beat his ass in the police car or the paddy wagon.
You're going to go after the third. I mean, look, that means... and then, oh, gosh.
Yeah, I know.
Eric and I are doing the best we can not to cuss.
Okay, so the next, you're right. Woo. Cussing is right on the tip of my tongue.
And plus he half sick.
Yeah, man. The number is 773-763-9278. Our calls are next. Stay tuned for more.
Cause all we can do is just talk for a while. And every she at least we treasure too much.
My name is Sharon
Karen Cooper, and I am the sister of Sandra Bland. I am a Chicagoland business professional working in the professional services. Keep listening to the Family Meeting.
The reason that it's important to advertise on the Family Meeting is that we have an economical way of reaching a great audience. One could say it's not cheap, but what we like to say is that it's an effective buy for a business or an individual who wants to reach a quality audience. The reason that it's important or a good place to advertise is that our cousins love to patronize. I'm Richard Chu, also known as Bad, the Black Asian dude with the Family Meeting. For more information on advertising on the Family Meeting, you can reach us at info@tfmradioshow.com. That's info@tfmradioshow.com. You can also contact us at area code 708-794-6444, 708-794-6444.
Do you have a pain that won't cease? A health issue that's not getting better? It may be time you visited Health on Earth Wellness Centers. With over 20 years experience, 4 Chicagoland locations, and patients that range from 2 months old to 93, Health on Earth Wellness Centers are fully prepared to meet all your chiropractic needs. We have state-of-the-art facilities in Crestwood, Tinley Park, the South Loop, and Naperville. Don't let being healthy be your last resort. Make it your first choice. Make an appointment today at healthonearth.org. That's healthonearth.org.
A 2016 study estimates that 13.1 million Americans were victims of identity theft that year. Fight back against identity theft by signing up for Identity Guard. Identity Guard monitors your credit and identity information with alerts that can help you respond quickly if certain changes indicating fraudulent activity are detected, as well as help protect your computer from viruses, keylogging, and other serious threats. Plus, with Identity Guard's dynamic credit management resources and tools, you will have helpful information as you make better financial and credit decisions. Identity Guard includes $1 million identity theft insurance and lost wallet protection, and more if you ever do become a victim. Protect your ID by visiting lookaftermyid.com. That's lookaftermyid.com to securely sign up for Identity Guard today.
This is Sue Myers, founder of Indivisible South Suburban Chicago. Welcome back to the Family Meeting.
773-763-9278.
Two things, Z. I know you're going to grab the calls right quick. If y'all need something to do, go out and buy this CD. It's that Earth, Wind, and Fire Spirit. It is one, I mean, everything they did was great.
I don't think they sell CDs anymore, bro.
Okay, download this.
You just dated yourself,
I don't care.
Nobody selling no CD. Ain't even no record stores anymore.
You can buy it online, but you download
Go to Amazon, order a CD. Just get a record. Go get a record.
Go at a record store.
773-763-9278. Let's start off and see what's on Holly's mind today, shall we? Hey, Holly, what's new, girl?
Well, I agree with you. I think the son of a gun should have been shot. He attacked an 82-year-old man. Come on.
82 years old? What kind of coward? What kind of coward attacks an 82-year-old?
What kind of punk is that, Holly? I mean, come on. 82-year-old man, you go 42 years old, you're going to attack an 82-year-old man.
Yeah. It's but what I wanted to say was this is Trump cult behavior. These people are like in a cult. It's insanity. It makes no sense. But that's how fascism started.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that really bothers me is that these crazies that are even in Congress and the Senate are against gun control. They're against abortion rights. They're into banning books. It's like, what's wrong with these people? This is a free country, And the sentencing for these morons that attacked the Capitol, it should have been 5 years mandatory, not in a federal prison, in a state prison. And we will separate the boys from the men.
But Holly, listen, I don't think this is not Trump. This is who this country is.
Yeah,
there's a long history of this.
Right, he awakens the ugly parts of our constituents.
Well, they seem like they was awake when they dealt with me, but I guess since they aimed the apparatus at everybody now.
Other people are saying it. But we get your point, Holly. I mean, yeah. I mean, the thing that folks have got to be willing to do is say what you just said in the company of friends and family and business associates. Unapologetically.
But my problem is my friends do feel that way.
Do you feel which way?
We're not being heard.
Okay.
Yeah, well, you ain't speaking the right language then.
Yeah.
they speak a certain language, but you got to give it to them that way.
You got to give it to them, Holly. You do.
Yeah.
Holly, sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's just ridiculous. I have a friend that I've known for 50 years. She became a Trumpster.
Damn.
There is no rhyme or reason or rationale for her becoming this. And she did. But she used to watch a stupid show, too. And I said to her, you know, how can you believe this stuff? Everything is anti-government. Everything is blatantly not true that the government said. I told her, I said, you're totally paranoid.
Yeah, well, that's what they do. They're trying to frighten people into this behavior.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just crazy. It is just insane. But the problem is that this is how fascism started. When you start banning books, when you have no gun control laws and you can carry a gun freely in some states exposed, how is the cop supposed to know what you intend to do with a gun? And you're walking towards another person. Are you going to shoot them? Are they supposed to shoot you? Law enforcement is not happy with this lack of gun control. They don't know which end is up.
Which way is up?
Well, law enforcement just doesn't work, period. But this makes it even worse.
Yeah.
Yes, and these automatic weapons, these rifles, the public should not be carrying these rifles. Come on.
No.
They're for war.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have never seen the country so torn and so hateful. Never.
Nikita,
you mean in your lifetime, right? Because we did have a civil war.
Lifetime,
remember?
Yes, in my lifetime.
Okay, there you go.
I know our history is a bloody, horrible history, but this, I think it's like history repeating itself. It is absolutely an abomination of what's going on.
Then what do we do about it?
I think we have to go out and we have to vote, and the Democrats have to say, you're lying, it's not true, you're a fake, you're a phony, you stand for nothing. They have to be told.
I don't know, Holly. Those people don't respond to that. That's not their language.
Yeah, and when the Democrats,
in a little harsher tone.
Holly ready to cuss somebody out, Eric.
Swearing at them, they might understand that, but it saddens me because the Civil Rights Act was rolled back by the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is a joke. How did Barrett ever get on the Supreme Court? She's part of a Catholic cult. I mean, and the other guy, Kavanaugh, the rapist. I mean, come on.
They're on the court because Democrats couldn't vote for Hillary Clinton.
That's the reason why. That's the net result.
And Thomas with his crazy wife, Jeannie. I mean, come on.
Well, I feel bad for him having to deal with her.
Oh, my God.
To have to go home to that?
He probably, you know, hey, Holly, he probably can't sleep at night. He probably sits and sleeps up in a chair.
Gotta keep an eye on her.
Oh, my God. And, you know, she belonged to a cult years ago.
Hey, you know, once a cult, always a cult.
Listen, Holly, they speak a certain language, and we're not speaking their language.
Yeah.
We got We got to talk to them. I agree. We got to talk to them in their language.
It's true.
Yes. And be brutal about it.
Yes.
I
Yes.
agree.
You can't come to the house for Thanksgiving. You are not welcome anywhere.
Nope.
Yeah.
Don't even show up at the front yard. So
even if you're my child, you can't come. If you're
acting like
my
that?
child and you do that, you cannot come to my house.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, they're very dangerous people.
They are.
Yeah.
They are. Yeah. Holly, we appreciate
and people
you.
Are taking it, and people are not recognizing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Too insular. Holly, we appreciate you. Be well.
Thanks for calling, girl. Call us again.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Let me see what's on Jim's mind, shall we?
Jim.
Hey, Jim, what's new, man?
How are you? You know what? Hey, happy Halloween. I'm going to go out as Pence with a rope around my neck and trick or treat tomorrow. Anyway, what was interesting to me was the phone call. The police chief in Frisco said that this man went above and beyond on that call. Now, picture Pelosi's in the bathroom. He dials 911, and he could tell, this dispatcher could tell by either the temper of his voice or the circumstance, but he said that he was to be commended because he got the response there right away. Now, my problem with that is, how many people get a bum dispatcher on the phone when they call 911 when they're in real trouble and get a errorist person answering that 911 call? That's what I think is the rub in this situation. I mean, he was very fortunate that the person didn't ignore him as an old man or whatever. I imagine people are ignored all over the country when they call 911 because it's all about the time of response to save the man's life. And that I found very interesting. And because he said that he gave the credit to the dispatcher that he could discern it immediately. Now, that should be everywhere, because think of all the poor people that call 911 in all kinds of emergencies.
Yeah.
But anyway, you guys have a happy Halloween, and I'm going out trick-or-treating.
Save us some candy, man. All right,
That's
Jim.
right.
Take care, guys.
Okay, you too. Yeah, just how dumb is this guy to somehow let Pelosi get to a phone
Yeah.
while he's holding him hostage, waiting for Nancy to come home? What kind of hostage?
Taker, murderer are you? You know.
Well, how much did you think about this, or did you, fool?
He's been watching too many superhero movies where there's the bad guy, the villain, always has to monologue, right?
Right.
You know,
lay out the whole plot.
Right. and Paul Pelosi, bless his heart, said, "Okay, this fool gonna monologue. Let me roll in the bathroom real quick." I mean, you know,
you let him go to the bathroom and get to a phone.
Yeah,
that's just insane, man.
Now to Jim's question, I think
Apple dumpling gang.
In all probability, that's a highly recognizable address in 911. It wouldn't surprise me if 911 is coded in certain areas for certain people.
Okay, all that's true, but what? Do they
still,
have no security system on the house? Somebody break in the house like that, it don't set up an alarm, and the police come. I mean,
I ain't doing the victim thing on this, but I get your point.
Well, okay, you're right. I shouldn't do that.
I'm not doing that one.
But you would think that if you're third in succession to the presidency, that you have a higher level of security.
I would think that they would have through 2 or 3 Secret Service people standing outside the crib.
They don't do Secret Service for her. They do Capitol Police.
Okay, I would think that they would say yes, right.
But the notion that it's the Capitol Police,
right,
in San Francisco.
San Francisco. So yes, I get that.
With all this going on right now, that's my point. Nobody's thought through the fact that these people are for real.
Right. So we need to go on and allocate a few folks and for a few of our
She need to call Minister Farrakhan and get some some Fruit of Islam over there.
It would have been a whole different
They don't need no guns to deal with people like that.
No, they don't. And they know see y'all don't touch the nerve with Eric Grant and Richard Chu.
I said that from the beginning, and in fact, Minister Farrakhan, when Barack Obama was elected president, Minister Farrakhan said, "I'll give you some security."
Yep,
because ain't nobody you can trust amongst them.
Yep.
Madam Vice President needs to have Fruit of Islam with her.
Yep, he said it. Y'all can check it out. The minister said that. He said it for sure. So look, y'all. We got a break in a couple minutes, and we got some calls we want to grab. But this is serious stuff. We're trying to press some light on it and shine some light on it, and not make light of it, but at the same time bring to the attention. This is serious.
How's a heart attack?
How serious it got this week? 2 days ago with Mr. Pelosi is that they went after the third person in succession.
No, I mean, but this is a part of this has been going on since January 6th.
Right.
They've been menacing people and threatening people since then.
And the hammer hasn't been
And
dropped.
they think it's just crank calls.
Right.
The people they won't really do that because they're too insular.
Right.
These people are for real.
We can try it again because they didn't do anything to that person and to all the people.
This dude was willing to die to kill her.
Mm-hmm.
They're often willing to die.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, who else do we know willing to die?
And
people who want to fly planes in the buildings.
Yeah. And so every person now, again, try not to cuss, y'all.
Yeah, it's hard, man.
Because this is craziness. So I'm
But see, we're used to the apparatus being pointed at us.
I know.
And we're jumping up and down saying, can't y'all see?
Our frustration, that's our frustration. Does everybody get our frustration is, dang on, we've been saying this forever.
This is what it feels like to be black. Have them pointed at you like this.
Right. And nobody listening. I'm 60 years old, and I've been saying this for 40 plus years as an adult and an older teenager. The game ain't right, y'all. And people who say they're on our side have not listened and have excused their privilege by saying, oh, but Rich, no, dude. And I'm repeating myself because y'all still ain't listening. Because it just, look, third in line.
They're coming.
Just 2 days ago.
What do you think that these squad sisters, what do you think that they do to protect themselves?
And why do they have to in the first dog?
They don't have high level security.
They got to allocate money out of their budget, which is a determined budget. You know this.
Yeah.
To try to
protect themselves. But what do you think that they're doing to protect themselves from these people who threaten them every day, all day?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just crank calls. They mean this.
And listen, I don't know, I can't speak for you on this, but I can make a little bit of an assumption. I have had prospective clients. I have played in golf outings. I've been in a number of places where I've had guys who were short and right-handed say to me nasty things about Speaker Pelosi in the last 5, 7, 8, 10 years.
They mean harm.
These are guys
these people will be inspired to do so and ain't afraid to die in the process. And there's a lot of them out there.
And these are people that run businesses. These are not, just some janky fool from the back alley.
They're out there, man. We'll talk about it some more when we come back, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Stay tuned for more of the Family News.
This is Matt Fisher. You can find me at Mr_Funny87 Chicago. Stay straight tripping, boobs, because we got more of the Family Meeting.
Polaris is introducing a way for you to get empowering financial advice, save, and plan. If you are like a lot of people, you'd like to work with a financial planner, but don't know if you earn or have enough to invest. Save and Plan will allow us to work with nearly anyone from young professionals to retirees looking to travel the world. Save and Plan is simple. Just sign up to save on a systematic monthly basis directly from your account and gain access to a planner and our planning services. Once you sign up, Polaris gives you a customized financial plan, a real person to speak with, and information to help you make good financial decisions. Your dedicated planner is just an email or phone call away. Save and Plan offers empowering advice for everyone. Visit us at PolarisAdvice.com. Call us today at 312-951-2606 or email us at PolarisAdvice.com. That's 312-951-2606 or email us at PolarisAdvice.com. Save and Plan, empowering advice for everyone. Securities, insurance, and advisory services offered through FSC Securities Corporation. Member FINRA, SIPC. Insurance services offered through Polaris Insurance Agency, Inc., which is not affiliated with FSC Securities Corporation.
Hey, Family Meeting cousins. As you know, we created a Patreon Family Meeting subscription and membership page to include you great listeners in our effort and give you a chance to very economically promote your business, organization, or local event. You can contribute as little as $5 per month to get your message out and support the Family Meeting as a viable voice. We know you appreciate our permanent interest dialogue, get up and dance playlist, and our great guests who stop by. So become a cousin and go to our website, thefamilymeeting.com, and click on the link.
Joan Esposito, live, local, and progressive on WCPT Willow Springs is powered by ComEd. Lower your energy bills and reduce your carbon footprint with the ComEd Energy Efficiency Program.
Hey, Chicago, are you always on the go?
Take the new Shy 311 app with you to find the information that you need, submit non-emergency city service requests, and much more. Download the new Shy 311 app, built with Chicagoans for Chicagoans. That's Shy 311 on the App Store or Google Play, or check it out online at 311.chicago.gov. Stay informed with Shy 311. It's your gateway to Chicago services.
Are you one of the 78% of Americans who'd like to speak with someone about a long-term care plan? Did you know that only 16% have had that conversation? Call the Polaris Insurance Agency at 312-951-2606. One of the Polaris agents in Illinois, Wisconsin, and Iowa can provide you with useful material, like what long-term care currently costs and what it could cost in the coming years according to the Genworth 2012 Cost of Care Study. With information like this, you'll have the power to plan. Call the Polaris Insurance Agency at 312-951-2606. Don't outlive your financial resources.
Baby, take me down to Duke's place. Wildest box in town is Duke's place. Love that piano sound in Duke's place. Saxes do their tricks in Duke's place. Fellas swing their chicks in Duke's place. Come on, get your kicks in Duke's place. Take it, Duke.
This is Susan Manuel, www.ablconsulting.net. Welcome back to the family meeting.
See, I wasn't ready for that, were you?
When was the first time you heard this? Who played it for you? Where were you when you first time you heard this song?
I heard this in college for the first time.
Yeah, I heard it when I was 12-ish. Pop had that. Yeah, I know. Sorry.
We didn't play this kind of music in the house. I got hipped on this at Howard, as a matter of fact.
I got hipped on this as a preteen. Dad and Mom, this is what they had around the house, and they would be dancing. What a treat to see my mother and father dancing in the house to this jazz.
Yeah.
How cool would that's a special memory.
This is one of the few collaborations, the recorded collaborations between Duke Ellington and Louis Armstrong.
Yes, that's right. And y'all need to check it out.
Yeah.
Man.
This is jazz, not that other stuff.
Listen how tight it is. This is the bass, the stand-up bass. I don't know who's playing sax in this, but it's before Parker. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's before Parker.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, we can stop that now.
Yeah. That's every now and again. I draw. Eric's standing at the door going, "Rich, don't draw me in, man. Don't draw me in, because you're gonna nerd out on me, brother. I know you're gonna nerd out on me." He's like, "No, Rich, please."
Well, listen to Louis play this horn, man. He pops every note, man. See, this country's cool because of what black people invented. We invented this.
Right.
Everything that y'all do after this is because we did this.
Yeah. It's just that easy.
Your little rock and roll, we did that. Yeah, jazz, we did that. Blues, we did that.
And classical music comes out.
Come on, man.
Oh, comes out of those African harmonies. People don't want to talk about it, though. But that's the truth, yo.
All right, okay. 773-763-9278. Let's see what's on Big R's mind, shall we? Hey, Big R, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up, fellas? A little Satchmo, huh?
You know that, man. Right. You know that.
Oh, yeah. The man with the ear-to-ear Cheshire Cat smile. Anyway, I can't wait till November 9th because my firm and my remote control are being worn out. Me switching from channel to channel to get away from these political ads, man. Where do they get the money to put on all this garbage? Who gives them the money for this nonsense?
Lemmings.
It is ridiculous, man. I'm like, they'll put the commercial on, and then here comes another commercial. Then they'll put the same commercial on right after that.
Yeah, especially on WGN locally, it's like back to back to back all day commercials.
It's like the networks must be sucking up some good advertising money because this has gotten oversaturated, and it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Next subject. What Jim said about Pence and going out with the rope around his neck, that was classic. That was funny as hell. That was really good.
Yeah, Jim.
Oh, man. I tell you what, I'm so glad that JB, I'm so glad. I mean, he ain't no perfect governor, but the leadership he showed during the pandemic, that was enough for me. And, he done a whole better job than Rauner did getting our bills in order in this state.
That's true.
Whatever he's doing, he gets 4 more years from me. That's for sure. I'm glad he's not way ahead, but he's ahead and up in the polls where he should go through. Because I'm gonna tell you what, if I got to listen to Mr. Haney with glasses for another 4 years, I'm going to probably put my eyes out and bust my eardrums. Seriously. And for those young people out there who don't know who Mr. Haney is, pull up some Green Acres. And you'll see exactly what the average Republican is, including Mr. Trump down in Mar-a-Lago. They're a bunch of con men. It's just, that voice, it just makes my skin crawl when I hear that. And I got nothing against Southern people. I married a Southern girl from Florida. She came up north and lost a lot of her accent. But, that's just how they talk. They got a little drawl.
That's okay, man.
They do black or white or white.
Yeah,
they have that little drawl.
It's the person.
Her brother never lost his. She had a sister who just, man, you can't even understand half of what she says so bad. But she had a brother who didn't lose his, but he went to college and he was a chemical engineer. Brilliant brother. I think he's got the onset of dementia now. God bless him. Huh? But hey, did you hear what that fool, that governor in Virginia, how he reacted to Pelosi's situation?
Yep, sure did.
Sure did.
Yeah, kind of ham-handed.
It's like, this is what they are. And you voting for people like this. Is this what you are? Mm-hmm. He denounces the violence. Oh, but we got Pelosi out of Washington. That is just the lowest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah,
it's just, golly, this is what we are, huh? This is what you Republicans are. Mm-hmm. And you're still going to vote for them.
Hey, look, man.
They're going to screw up your Social Security and your Medicare and Medicaid. They've already pretty much got the Medicare with all this Medicare Advantage nonsense. But it's getting crazy.
There's a chance that they're getting ready to be in charge, man, in a week and a half.
It's a chance. I hope we really turn out and see the urgency. They're trying to downplay the seriousness of women and the abortion issue. I don't think anything they say is going to keep women from voting against anybody who's not. I'm anti-abortion too. I am, but I'm more pro-choice. I think the women should have the choice, especially in cases of incest, rape, and the life of the mother.
Period.
Most definitely, they should have a choice to have a safe abortion.
Yeah.
I don't want no women out there using abortion as birth control. It's too many sophisticated, better ways to keep from getting pregnant if you really don't want to get pregnant.
But they're going to go. But see, here's the thing, Big R.
There were women out there who used that. They were getting abortions all the damn time, but.
Yeah, but since the data says that since 1970, when Roe v. Wade, abortions haven't increased per capita.
Nope.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it didn't change anything, really, as far as abortions. And you're right.
It probably saved a bunch of lives.
It doesn't matter how I feel about abortions. What I feel is it ain't my business what you do.
Exactly.
And the proof in the pudding and that they're what they're really going.
Anti-abortion, don't get one.
Right.
Bingo.
Don't tell me what I can and can't do.
It should be a safe. Yeah, it should be a safe procedure for women who do need or want one.
Right. And for heaven's sake, don't tell me you don't want no damn vaccine because it's your choice.
Right.
Don't tell me that. Right. That's stupid.
Right on, E.
Oh, it's a lot of stupidity out there. I mean, I wish. I don't want every Democrat and progressive to be gun nuts like the people on the right. But what they don't realize, there are a lot of people out here who are independents and Democrats and progressives who were raised with guns and have guns too.
And can shoot straight.
I was always choosing soft targets. Have you noticed that? They're always choosing soft targets.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, y'all had y'all little rally on January 6th, and overwhelmed the police. Like I said, I had the amount of restraint they did, not shooting a whole bunch of them, is beyond me. But I'm like, where were y'all doing our inauguration? Why didn't y'all make that? Why did y'all let that inauguration happen if y'all were so passionate about Joe Biden wasn't the president?
Yeah.
What happened? Why didn't y'all show up then?
Where were your reinforcements?
Yeah. They're cowards at their core.
One last thing, right quick, and I'm gonna let the rest of the folks hit it. Those folks showing up at ballot boxes and whatnot with arms, that's a bridge too far.
Mm-hmm.
And what you said earlier about it stands for the Democrats to say, okay, enough of this. Enough of this. The bastardization and distortion of the Second Amendment. Just no. You don't get to show up and intimidate voters carrying arms with your little mask on and everything. No, that's too much.
Somebody needs to stand up for those
You
people.
should arrest every last one of them who do that. Because they're taking pictures of these people putting their ballots in the box. What are you doing that for? That's voter intimidation.
Right, and we're the so-called local authorities meting out justice. They ain't there because the justice system ain't working, even on the state level, local level, when it comes to protecting people's individual rights to vote.
Yeah.
So
I mean, what do they want? They want people to show up who are kind of a radical on the left and show up with their guns too, and they have a shootout. Is that what they want?
Let's do that.
Because it could possibly happen.
Let's do that.
It could possibly happen.
Yeah.
Earlier, you do a caveat out there, Eric, about it's not porn. Something to do with watching, and you make sure that everybody know it's not porn.
Right.
Right. So what's wrong with porn, especially interracial porn?
Okay, man. Ain't nothing wrong with porn, man.
Yeah, I mean,
you have at it, brother.
The brothers with the longbow, boy, they be doing some drilling. I'm telling you.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man.
This is a family show, isn't it?
It's supposed to be.
Not no more. Not because of you.
Big Otter rolled in and knocked over all the tables.
Every time Big Otter come around, stuff get nasty.
Potato salad all spilled in the yard and everything. Knocked over the grill. Kids can't handle hamburgers.
Hey.
All right, man.
When jungle fever happens, it's just on. When jungle fever happens, it's just on, man. The sisters and the white sisters, they got to have it. What can you say?
Get out of here. I'm done with you, man. Big R, I'm done with you, man, with your pornography. I'm done with you, man.
You have to go. Call us next week when you settle down a little bit.
Right, man.
All right. I'm going to get on out of here where I still can.
All right.
Yeah, all right, man. Be well.
Bye.
Y'all have a good one. Be safe.
You too. See ya.
Big R just getting all like
nasty, man.
Yeah.
Look, let me throw this at you again, man.
Go.
Just so, because this is supposed to be if you look at the data, this is supposed to be the election that this particular set of statistics is supposed to show up. Let me pull my note up here because I wrote it down this time. So we talked several months back about a book written by a guy named Paul Taylor called The Next America.
Mm-hmm.
And what he basically said was between 2016 and 2020, 16 million teenagers will reach voting age. Yep. 16 million teenagers will reach voting age by 2020. 10 million older voters will die.
Mm-hmm.
Senior voters will die. And we know seniors tend to vote Republican, right? So that means there's 6 million more new voters coming in than there are people dying. Think about the difference in the population,
right?
How the shift is. And it's supposed to continue that way for the better part of 15 years on that trend. This is supposed to be the first election where we're supposed to see that. And what that requires is those teenagers, newly minted voters, to actually get out there and vote.
Right.
So I'm interested to know what these new voters will do. Let me say it again. 16 million teenagers will reach voting age by 2020. And 10 million older voters will die. That's a hard number to predict.
Right.
It's a mortality number, so plus or minus 10 million. The 16 million is probably more a little succinct.
Right.
Right.
Right. You can look at not many people. You can look at the actual numbers of people. Birth rate. Okay. What's their sunset on turning 18 or voting age? You can calculate that more accurately, like Eric's saying. Whereas people could live a little bit longer, a little bit, or die a little bit earlier.
Right. And we don't know which way these 16 million teenagers, which way they're leaning.
But the question is, are the people who we entrust with our better interest, our permanent interest, have they spent the time and the energy and the planning to sit down and say, okay, if that's a data-based reality, what are we doing now and for the next election cycles repeatedly, every 2 years, and then on a local level, what are we doing to make sure that those people that are coming in are properly franchised rather than disenfranchised because we're not doing a damn thing to protect their permanent interest.
Or characterizing them as laissez-faire voters.
Right. How are we approaching them? And what's the message to them?
Yeah, who's approaching them is really what I'm curious about. And are you reaching them where they are, or are you trying to get them to come where you are?
Because God help.
Because they're not watching the evening news. They're on TikTok and they're on those social media platforms. Are you spending time there? President Obama released an ad recently that I thought kind of touched them. And I wish I had a recording of it here, where he talked about the importance of these people in this age bracket voting. I thought that was a good first foray across the bow to try to get them to vote. But I don't know. I don't feel.
What's the follow-up to that? What's the plan? What's the business plan for creating a system that's, as we say in our business, that's repeatable and bankable, that's got room for adjustments as that age group matures and then the others come behind it.
Right.
And what Eric had said a few weeks back when he brought this to the table is, I'm concerned that I don't see a visible, I know what it looks like, sounds like, feels like, smells like strategy from those who we, on the quote-unquote progressive conversation, are doing to address that group of people.
The old Rock the Vote campaign was one example of a good effort, I thought, at doing that. But that was in the age of MTV, so they were watching music videos.
Right.
But now they're on social media. Now, the algorithm may not show me that stuff because it ain't pointed at me, so I don't know if they're getting it or not, or if there's an effort to do so. But I think what's interesting is that particular demographic, that data, I'm wondering how it tests out in this election.
And we always hear people say, we're doing all these things and we've got to protect the future of our children, blah, 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 blah. I hear that, but I wonder what's actually being done to actually go, again, repeating myself, to build that business plan, to create that business plan and build it out and make sure that it's in place to reach the people that the people say they're trying to reach, or that we're trying to protect them from this, that, and the other. To that end, some quick shout-outs before we go to the break. I got to give a shout-out to my girl, Karen Byrne, who was hot this week on social media. Melissa, a new listener, follower, Rosie. And
why are you shouting out to these people?
Because they started following us. Just to say thank you for following us. They said, "Hey, Rich, we'll check you out."
We got like 3 new followers. That's it.
No, we have 4.
4? That's it.
And then you heard about these brothers of the Black Wall Street Times?
Damn. 4? That's it.
That's all. Kind
of anemic, ain't it?
Trying to, yeah. But hey, it is what it is. And then, but in all seriousness, we have we have a new listener follower who is an additional one. This is one that I wanted to just highlight.
We got 2 new ones. 5 new ones.
5 new ones.
So we can have a basketball team with no bench.
Right. But so don't break no ankles and none of that kind of stuff. But did you hear about the lady? Her name is Emily Flitter. She just released this book called The White Wall. And it's about the way in which Wall Street and banks are bankrupting the black community. And I talked with her.
Sounds like a horror novel.
So I'm trying to get her to consider calling in. It'll be a good I think interview to have her call in. It's basically stuff that you and I have lived in the business we've been in. But interesting. So some new folks that are listening, following
5 of them.
5 of them that are on our squad.
All 5 of y'all.
All 5 of y'all that hopefully can play a little ball.
Well, our numbers are roaring, aren't
I'm telling you, they're just off the charts, people.
Man, please.
Me and Eric up in here just going,
773-763. All 5 of y'all can call now.
Exactly.
773-763-9278. Stay tuned for more of the Family Meeting.
Flowers bloom in morning dew, and the beauty seems to say it's a pleasure when you treasure all that's new and true and gay. Easy living and we're giving what we know we're dreaming of. We are one having fun walking in the glow of love.
This is Jason Brown, General Counsel of Dyson and Howard University alum. Keep listening to the Family Meeting.
Itsashort.com. The website is itsashort.com, spelled ITSASHORT.com. We are the best designation on the internet for award-winning short film, video, and web series. Artists are from all over the world. They are award-winning from various festivals, but you can find us at info@itsashort.com, customer care at itsashort.com, and we'll get back to you straight away.
If you owe money to the IRS, they're turning on the heat this year. They're garnishing paychecks and seizing assets. Don't let tax debt destroy your life. Covington Tax Solutions will help you fight to get the best deal possible. Call Covington Tax Solutions now for a free consultation. Call 872-257-4631. Call 872-257-4631.
A single K plan is a 401k plan designed especially for business owners and immediate family, regardless if they are incorporated or not. Single Ks offer both employer and employee contributions and in many cases have no setup fee or annual plan administrative charges. Single Ks are simple to administer with no government reporting required. Most importantly, this plan allows employees to access their savings via hardship withdrawals or loans. Visit our website at polarisadvice.com or call us about your business or organization's retirement plan at 312-951-2606 or email us at polaris@polarisadvice.com. That's 312-951-2606 or email us at polaris@polarisadvice.com. Polaris provides empowering advice for everyone.
Securities offered through Lion Street Financial LLC, member FINRA, and SIPC Investment Advisor Services offered through Lion Street Advisors LLC, registered investment advisors. Polaris Wealth Management and Lion Street Financial are not affiliated.
It's about that time to get paid. Get laid, cool in the shade, drink a little bit of lemonade. Let me tell you what I want. Yo, I wanted this to be special, something more than any other feeling that you felt before. Pushing through the doors, I see girls having a good time. I might say a rhyme, old school, new school, no school rule. But other than that, everything is cool. I see guys and girls dancing, doing the new dances. That's a hit while I'm over here romancing. You ain't it's no need to curse. Ask me who she is and let me tell you first. Slow down, be cool, and don't act ill. I came to have a good time, party and chill with you. And don't worry, sweetheart, I'm still with you. And after we leave, we will continue with our plans. My plans are made to be broken, smoking. I'm not joking. Try to diss me and I'll give you a token. Cause I'm the type of brother that can't be stopped. And no matter what, I'm gonna
I'm Alicia Stewart. Check me out on Twitter at Alicia Stew, ALICIASTEW. Welcome back to the Family Meeting.
World's greatest entertainer, Doug E. Fresh. That's right, y'all. Let's see what's on Norbert's mind, shall we? Hey, Norb, what's up, man?
Hey, Eric.
How you doing?
Great topic. Yeah, I've seen this violence my whole life, but it goes back much, much further than just my life. It's the normal way that white male terrorists in this country operate throughout our history. And I'm not sure what can be done to stop it other than we need more security. I look back at when I was a little kid, I didn't understand what was going on, why George Wallace came to the little town I was in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. But like 30,000 people showed up to see George Wallace in 1968. And it was, when you look back at that history, he also went to Milwaukee. The Unions brought George Wallace to Milwaukee. George Wallace for president, and I believe that was 72. and then you look at all the violence. Medgar Evers, the Chill movie is out now. I'm going to go see it this week. And the history of violence and the real frustration is the FBI and our Secret Service does nothing. They have prevented nothing. You look at Timothy McVeigh. He was all over the place spreading hate before he bombed the federal building in Oklahoma City. Hey, what is our law enforcement doing except that you get the suspicion that they're protecting them? They're on their side.
Yep.
And it's frustrating.
Well, what do we do about it, though?
I think we need more security. I worry about there's places in Chicago that I treasure that I think there should be more. If the city can't handle it, then we need more private security.
Yeah, but Norbert, you're saying it, but you're not really saying it. What you're saying is more security to shoot them. Hard to say, ain't it? It's hard to say, ain't it?
Yeah, but they want civil war. I don't know what else you can say.
Shoot them. You have to shoot them.
Yeah. It's all right. It's all right, Norbert.
So we can talk because I think oftentimes we talk around it, right? We want to have someone there to keep the peace, but they don't want peace, though.
Nope.
They want war. The only way to deal with them is to speak their language and shoot them.
And put their behinds down before they really take over the things that you're talking about preserving, Norbert. I mean, we with you, man. But that's what's got to happen. They got to be put down.
It's got to be some sort of a deterrent because at this point, there's been no deterrent. They're going to continue to do it. They're going to keep coming because nobody's going to shoot them. And they're going to get these light sentences or they're going to get a chance to plead out, right, and then roll over on somebody else and then walk free and go do it again. This dude that apparently was at January 6th, this dude who attacked Pelosi, he's at January 6th. Mm-hmm. Why is his ass out anywhere?
Yeah.
Just because he made... Yeah. Sorry, man. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Norbert.
No, it's no problem at all. I just have this. I mean, if you look at what the FBI did with all the lynchings throughout the history of the FBI, they did pretty much nothing, and they still do nothing today.
Yeah.
I can't get by that we probably need some private security. To protect ourselves.
I mean, look back at the Red Summer of 1919, I think it was, 1919, 1920, right? There was like 40 cities where they killed a whole bunch of black people and burned everything down. And there were almost no arrests. There was almost no insurance claims paid for the losses for those black people. This country has a long history of setting mobs loose and then letting them create all kind of mayhem, harm people and kill people, destroy damage property,
yep,
and then run free. This dude was at January 6th. He was there. I don't know if he entered the Capitol or not, but somehow or another, he got his ass back to San Francisco and had an opportunity to go try to kill the Speaker of the House.
Meanwhile, complaining about gas prices. I don't know that he did, but you know this. You know the conversation.
But there's no consequences for their behavior at this point. There has to be some consequences, and there is none.
Yep.
Absolutely, it's gotta change. I don't think the politicians on the left are afraid to speak up, or afraid to point it out, and afraid to bring it up over and over again. And then with the right, you just get they just want to keep us in our place.
Yeah, you start killing a few of them, then they'll stop. Bet you, they're smart enough to know that. Bet you that. Norbert, I appreciate you, man. Be safe out there, right?
Take care, Norbert.
Yeah, love you guys.
Okay, man. Love you back.
Good day.
See you.
Good day.
See, that's the part. Nobody really wants to say that.
Yeah.
So, and I can see it happening now. I'll get emails and such, and people are like, well, you're advocating for violence. Hell yeah.
You coming after us like that? I mean, what do you expect? Oh, we're just going to take
That's the only language they speak.
No, because you got to put them down.
Hey, you can't. Hey. You shouldn't do that.
Don't.
That's a bad idea. They're not going to listen to that.
Nope.
You got to shoot a few of them when they understand that the consequences for messing around like that is going to be you'll be harmed or killed. Mm-hmm. If you mess around like that.
There's going to be retribution for that unacceptable behavior that so many people run around. Well, that's unacceptable. That's not who we are. It's a travesty. No, we got to wait. There's a way to fix that, or to move that in a different direction.
He's not the only dude that was at January 6th. He's not the only dude that was there that did something. I don't know if he did anything illegal. I don't know if he went in the Capitol.
We don't want to say that.
Right? We don't know that for sure. But he was there.
And then they. So
they got pictures of him there.
So just take Eric's point and magnify that onto how many people were there that are going to be unleashed or unleash themselves to do this similar type of behavior.
Who they know they got away with that. Okay, so let's try this.
Let's try this now. I mean, Eric went from 0 to 60. Dude showed up at J6. You know, went outside.
I think he had a camera. I think I saw one of the pictures.
Yeah, he had a camera. You know, he was there. Then he goes from that.
Let me go to the hardware store and get a hammer and kill some
and
people.
Roll in and kill somebody.
I mean, hey, I got an idea. I'll use a hammer.
Come on. So for those who can't measure this, there's the information to measure this. This dude went from being there, taking pictures, whatever you want to call it, maybe doing surveillance, who knows, doesn't matter, to suddenly breaking into somebody's crib. The Speaker of the House is third
in
person.
succession.
Third in succession.
Presidency.
Yeah, I mean,
he's gonna kill her with a hammer.
Right.
I'll teach you.
I mean, what's
Come on, man.
crazy is, you know what, is let's say she had been there. And let's say that they had got to her. He had gotten to her. I mean, I don't like to speculate.
Apparently, there's a bunch of people who wouldn't care.
And what it would have done to our,
Well, see, that's the thing, though. So had he gotten to her, I suspect that the people that we expect to advocate for her would do nothing except to say that I'm outraged.
Yeah, and it's a sad day in America that somebody would go after
somebody stepping up to the mic and saying, okay, today this ends.
Right, the next time.
Y'all not doing this anymore.
No, and the next time you do, this is what's going to happen. I'm letting you know. You've been worried. See, here's the play. You've been worried about and arming yourselves with this day that you're going to protect yourself from the federal government. Well, guess what? You just crossed the line, so get ready.
Well, see, it's a shame you got to wait till them to cross the line. Listen, as far as I'm concerned, they've crossed the line by threatening these four sisters.
Yeah, they have already.
Right, to have these sisters, these dear sisters who are trying to do the work of the country.
Shell game to get some rest, to go do the work for the country.
That's it for me.
Then you get one of these knuckleheads upset because AOC gets her hair done.
Listen, at that point, now that I know that, I'm hoping that you guys begin tracing calls, hunting these people down, and making it hard for them.
Because this is the thing.
Call their employers, call everybody you need to call to ruin their lives.
This is what happens when you keep moving and then allowing the goalposts to be moved.
Right.
It keeps getting moved and moved and moved and moved. So the next thing you know, they're not just in the end zone. Here we go. Monsters in the closet, now the monsters in your bed.
Right, exactly. That just, and I knew it was going on. I knew that these four sisters, known as the Squad, were being terrorized on a regular basis, but I didn't know the extent to which they are not secure.
I knew they were. Yeah, I knew they were getting the threats, and although and
I expected, as a matter of fact.
But to see, to see that they're having to do this stuff and they didn't have the protection when they've been threatened openly, vividly.
Yeah, that's untenable to me, and somebody needs to say that ends today. We're not going to have these sisters living like that.
Nope.
No, not to try to do their job. Whether you agree with their policies or not,
they should be able to do their job without. I mean, it's like, Eric, remember 3 years ago when 2.5 years ago at the tip of the pandemic, when these fools showed up at the state capitol in Michigan?
Yeah.
Y'all know who stepped in to make sure that the folks got to work, black and white. It's a bunch of brothers that were armed that said, that ain't going to happen. But the point is that these fools showed up at the Capitol armed to prevent people from doing their jobs, which is to protect all of the population by simply saying, we need you to wear a mask to save your own dumb behind. Oh,
they're going to show up armed.
At the Capitol in Lansing.
It don't take but one bad move or one person that's unhinged for that to become something really bad. And I'm suggesting that, if it needs to get, they only speak one language is what I'm suggesting, and you've got to speak their language. Brother Minister told us that.
You're going to try to kidnap the governor, duly elected of the state of Michigan,
blow up a bridge so they can't chase you.
And
I mean, this is like something from TV.
And then take her to a remote location and threaten to kill her. And y'all don't think this is serious? I mean, y'all don't think this is serious, yet they had a plan, marched out, ready to go. And yet, before the grace of God and some good police work, were they caught? Because they were coming for Sister Gretchen.
Let's get down. I think this is Matt. Is that you, Matt?
Oh, boy.
All right, here we go.
Oh, boy. Because, I mean, why are we surprised that the right is violent? Why are we surprised that the right, not white, well, that depends on the white, but the right is racist? You know, Elon Musk did something very fun today. Hillary Clinton tweeted out a tweet about something about the suspect that attacked Mr. Pelosi. And Elon Musk said, I think there's more to the story than meets the eye, retweeted that with that comment, and then tweeted it to a website, linked it to a website that sends out right-wing conspiracy theories about Mr. Pelosi. So, now that Captain Evil is in charge of Twitter, how fast do you think it's going to be before Donald Trump gets unbanned? Because I don't know if you know this, but his little right-wing Twitter universe, whatever that thing is called, his little app or service or whatever, not doing too well. So how long do you think it's going to take for them to say, oh, no, you know what, you're unbanned? These people are all in cahoots. And I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist myself, but they're all doing this together. This is a pack of people, and this is why we have to be on guard. Elon Musk is not a good guy. Sure, he made Tesla. That's it. The only good thing he's done. Please name something else. Name one good thing that he's done besides making an electric car.
And that's debatable. And when you the definition of making it versus,
well, he actually has provided some ordnance, not ordnance, but some satellite technology for Ukraine to help them protect themselves.
Yeah.
Okay, we have two things.
Well, listen, the dude's on the spectrum too, by the way, too. Dude's on the spectrum too. So, you know what? I actually prefer Trump to be on Twitter. I want to. He's too stupid to not tell you what he's doing. I want to see what he's doing.
Well, you know, now that you've told me that info about Elon Musk, I have to downgrade him from Captain Evil to Commander Evil. But he's still evil. Even evil people slip up occasionally and do something good, unless you're Trump.
There you go.
And he's going to be back. He's going to be back. And then we're all going to be moaning and groaning again.
Not me. I'm going to be sitting back going, see, we tried to tell you.
Love a crikey. Votes. Votes. Vote, 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 vote blue, vote pink, if that's the way you want to do it. But vote, vote, vote. Get these people out of office, because if you don't, this is going to come back, and we're going to have the same flipping thing all over again. And it's not going to be pretty. The Supreme Court has already taken away a woman's right to choose. What else do you think they're going to do if they get more people on there, or have the opportunity to get more people on there? You think it's going to get better? No. Vote, vote, vote. And I'll tell you what I say every week. I'll tell you exactly why this is all happening. Ressa, I know you're listening. You get back from Mississippi right now.
That's right,
None
little
of
lady.
this started until you left. None of this. Right now, young lady, I ain't dealing with this no more. Ain't gonna happen. Goodbye.
Right now, little lady. Right now, little lady. Get back from Mississippi.
Matt's frustrated and tired of straight tripping, boo.
That's right. That's right. Okay. Last break.
Is Tommy gonna join us today?
Yeah, it'd be time to do his thing, man.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Stay tuned for more of the family meeting.
This is Jason Dorsey, Eric's nephew. I am on Instagram as Jason Dorsey. My music is on Apple Music as Hoodie Jace. You can follow me on Twitter at Jason Dorsey 00 and keep listening to the Family Meeting.
A 2016 study estimated that 13.1 million Americans were victims of identity theft last year. Fight back against your identity being stolen by signing up for Identity Guard. Identity Guard monitors your credit and identity information with alerts that can help you respond quickly if certain changes indicating fraudulent activity are detected, as well as help protect your computer from viruses, keylogging, and other serious threats. Plus, with Identity Guard's dynamic credit management resources and tools, you will have helpful information as you make better financial and credit decisions. Identity Guard includes $1 million identity theft insurance and lost wallet protection, and more if you ever do become a victim. Protect your ID for as little as $6 per month. Yes, that's only $6 per month by visiting lookaftermyid.com. That's lookaftermyid.com to securely sign up for Identity Guard today.
Hey, Family Meeting cousins. As you know, we created a Patreon family meeting subscription and membership page to include you great listeners in our effort and give you a chance to very economically promote your business, organization, or local event. You can contribute as little as $5 per month to get your message out and support the Family Meeting as a viable voice. We know you appreciate our permanent interest dialogue, get up and dance playlist, and our great guests who stop by. So become a cousin and go to our website, thefamilymeeting.com, and click on the link.
Let's go get stoned. Yeah. Oh, let's go get stoned. Everybody. Let's go get stoned. Oh, let's go get stoned.
Now wait a minute. You know my baby, she won't let me in. I've got a few pennies, I'm gonna buy myself a bottle of gin, and then I'm gonna call my buddy on the telephone and say,
let's go get stoned.
My name is Justin Johnson. I am a student at Howard University, and I listen to the Family Meeting.
Yeah, y'all wasn't ready for that Ray.
They weren't.
It was funny that he sang the song "Let's Go Get Stoned."
Yeah.
And being a drug addict like he was.
Yeah. Well,
that's funny as hell.
Nothing like knowing your own irony.
But when I listen to Ray, you know, he's probably my favorite artist.
From what you told me,
he listen to the hoarseness in his voice.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell. You can almost give his age by the sound of his voice. He sounded a little more Marvin Gaye-ish early in his career. When he started making money, he got hoarse like this.
Yeah.
And he didn't really care what you think about him getting stoned at this point, clearly.
Yeah, clearly. Put it into a title. So I was watching Jamie Foxx on a thing on YouTube, and he broke it down about when the first time he went in the studio when they were putting Ray together.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, Ray Charles said, we ain't gonna do this movie without you. But they started working on some stuff together in the first this sort of practice session.
Right.
And Ray, and I wish I could get the way he said it, but basically Jamie, he looked at me, I got a note wrong. This is our first time working together, Jamie said. And Ray stopped and he said, you gotta go for the right notes at the right time.
Because that's all Ray could do was hear, so he heard everything.
It was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Jamie was just like, Jamie said at that point, I knew, okay, I got the role, but I need to raise my game.
That's right. Let's see what's on Nikki's mind, shall we? Hey, Nikki, what's up, girl?
The Nickster.
I was just wondering does the Republicans ever get threatened? I mean, is there anyone tracking how much at risk our senators and Republicans are? I mean, I remember the shooting that happened. Remember the senators that were playing softball?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
Scalise was one
was
of them that was there. Yeah.
that was specifically a guy looking for Republicans, but that's been many, many years ago. Is there anything lately, or is it all Republicans after the Democrats?
You know the answer to that question.
So no, I mean the answer is they get their share of threats too, but it's nowhere near. And frankly, I haven't been able to put my hands on the data to see how many threats they get relative to how many threats progressives get.
And what's acted on, E.
What I'm told is that it's exponentially leaning towards the progressives.
You don't really hear about it like we do. I mean, AOC and the girls, that's been going on for a long time, and it is a desperate situation. I don't know how those women do it day to day under the threat they're always under. And I don't think there's anyone on the Republican side that has anywhere near that level of abuse that those ladies take. It's horrendous.
I hear Marjorie Taylor Greene gets her fair share of threats.
Okay, well, she should. Oh, no. Did I say that out loud?
You did say it out loud. See that, Nikki? See that?
See, that's right. God. Say it at your next dinner party.
But there's a good example. I think she's just horrid. But I'm not going out there and confronting her. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where this came from. The other thing, you said something earlier that I think you hit on the head. If you guys think back, the Ku Klux Klan, they always wore their hats and their capes and their masks because society really didn't accept what they were doing. Otherwise, you would have been out in front and doing it. So exposure is really the tool we need to be using more. Calling employers, calling other people in government and exposing all these people for what they really are. Yeah. We don't talk enough about Hobby Lobby and what an ass that guy is. Can I say that, ass? Anyway.
You did.
It's okay.
Hobby Lobby.
And you're right. You're right.
Right?
Chick-fil-A, Hobby Lobby.
Our money talks.
Yes.
And if we could, some of these people could be exposed. Maybe there's an employer out there who's not going to be happy if they find out that their employee is in Washington impaling policemen with flagpoles.
So
good look.
I saw a TikToker recently who, first off, I agree with you 100%. And I do that with some regularity. If I can find out a person's name, I'll look them up on LinkedIn right away, excuse me, and figure out where they work and drag them. Just drag the hell out of them. But one TikToker did that to someone. It was a young lady who was engaged in some antisocial behavior. And when he contacted her employer endorsed it. So he dragged their employer too. So you got to keep going up the chain and dragging people until they figure out this is not acceptable in our society anymore.
And to your point, Nikki, about Hobby Lobby and Chick-fil-A, not only did you not go in there, you tell everybody you don't go in there for these reasons. That's that's how you handle it.
Drag them.
Got to drag them.
Drag them.
Yep. Through the mud.
I'm with you.
Nikki, I appreciate you, girl. Be well.
Stay safe.
Thank you. Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Got to drag them. Definitely got to drag them.
Yeah.
Let's see what's on Tom's mind, shan't we?
Yes.
Tom, what's up, man?
Well, a pleasant afternoon to everyone. And I would just like to ask a simple question. And that question would go along with, do you guys get it now? Do you understand the theory of the Tommy bobblehead? Do you understand the theory of there will come a time that your private areas, your gated communities, closing your blinds, looking the other way, it's those people and not me. I have nothing to worry about. Do you even grasp right now as all of these things are unfolding and 9 days away that there came a time in this country where individuals just basically said, the hell with the way that the place is being governed. The hell with it. And so from that moment to this moment, we allowed a defeated battle flag to fly in the United States of America, the only country on the face of the earth that went into some sort of civil war, and one side lost, but the other side was still able to fly their flags in all of their defeated countries. Oh, wait a minute. They weren't countries. They were states. Do you understand now that the go along to get along does not work when the other individual will give you no quarter? None at all. This is not a call to violence. This is a call to, do you recognize and understand the origin and how this country came to be, that the North and the South fought, and we are still in that war today. And now we are on the precipice of individuals clearly saying to you that the hell with your system. If I'm placed in a mode of governance, this is what I'm going to do. But you didn't care until Roe v. Wade was overturned. You didn't care when you saw people just unjustly, unhumanely, immorally, and definitely against liberty and justice for all. You saw these things, and now here we are. I can tell you only one thing as I simply close. History is repeating itself. And while you're sitting at your table right now with this absolute, unequivocal nonsense about the so-called economy and inflation and this and that and the other, I hope and pray to God that you really understand the absolute description of good and evil. Keep listening to the family meeting. Lately I've been preaching, but you know what? I am telling you, that old rooster is now crowing. Goodbye.
The chickens came home to roost,
Yes,
man.
they did.
Hey, listen, that's
And
our
this is
contribution. We're making a mighty contribution to your safety by letting Tommy do this, because if he don't do it here, he's in your neighborhood breaking windows. You got to make a contribution to your safety, too, by dealing with these people in the language that they understand.
Mm-hmm. Because too many people on the left, progressive, democratic, liberals, are speaking a foreign language to the people who are causing this drama and this harm.
That's right.
They're speaking a
They don't
foreign
understand.
language. They don't understand.
Listen, you may construe what I'm suggesting as a call to violence, and I can understand why you think that.
Mm-hmm.
But bringing harm doesn't necessarily require physical violence.
Nope. You heard what Eric said about, you find out who these fools are, start dragging them.
Dragging their ass.
They ain't going to cost you a penny.
And you can now, as much as you complain about what social media does to society, think about how you can use social media to help society.
Mm-hmm.
You can use social media to help society by dragging these people, dragging them all over social media.
Just like our girl Nikki who called in. She's like, look, I'm done with these companies. Do the same thing. Do it every day. Find a company. Listen, if you want to talk about the power of the ballot, that's one thing. Talk about the power of your pocketbook. Find a company. Look at companies who you're not quite sure they're advocating for your permanent interest, and maybe who is giving money to politicians.
Probably advocating against your permanent interest.
Exactly. Do the research on these companies. A couple years ago, I put together a list, and I spoke about it on the air. Look at the companies that are not advocating for your permanent interest and start to drag them.
Drag them.
You can do that, and it won't
Listen,
cost you any money.
You can call here. We'll drag them with you. We'll spread the word
Y'all bring
for
a
you.
list.
Let me tell you, I can't do this alone. You can't do this alone. We got to do it together.
Yep.
Ever since they allowed Trayvon Martin to be murdered and his murderer not be held accountable, I have not set foot in Florida, and I refuse to for the remainder of my life until there's justice for Martin.
Yep.
I won't do that, right? But I'm doing it alone, so nobody feels it.
Right. But
there's no impact. Florida's tourist economy is not impacted by the fact that E ain't going down there to go to Disney.
Right.
But if we all didn't go to Disney,
or just go, period, to any of their whatevers, stop going to South Beach and all these other things. I mean, if you're a young woman, and I say, if you're a young woman under 30 and you decide you want to run your behind down to Miami Beach and hang out at South Beach, and you call yourself a progressive, you need to rethink that. Because you're giving money to a community that has some people that got bad actors that are trying to hurt your livelihood. You need to think about it that deeply.
If you have to go, make sure you go down there and be strategic.
Right.
There are communities that need your help that are harmed by the fact that they're in Florida.
Wilton Manors in the Fort Lauderdale area, LGBTQ area. I have two very dear friends from Chicago. I've had a place down there for years. And they go down in the wintertime. They're both retired. I go down to see them. Great golf courses in the area. I hang out. But we hang out in areas that are
spend money with people.
With the people who, they're there. They're not leaving Florida. So if we're going to go down there, we have to go down to the areas that are going to be beneficial to our permanent interest. I'm not going to Orlando anymore. I'm not going to certain areas of Florida to spend, and the same thing in Texas. I'm the same way in Texas and other southern and southeastern
states. I got a
states.
son in Dallas, and I'm going down there, but I'm careful. I'm always looking for places to spend my money that
we know that are right.
Right, that are helpful to our permanent interests.
Because we recognize, sorry.
On a side note, where in the hell's Bill Clinton?
I thought about that this week because President Obama's out there just laying it on. And
where's Bill Clinton?
Where's Bill? He should be. Hillary doing the work. Bill ain't doing a damn thing.
I don't know. Have you seen Hillary around? Has she been around?
She hasn't been out on the campaign trail. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I don't think she'd be good on the campaign trail.
But she's been on talk shows. She's been doing she's been doing it her way. I will give her that. But Bill, I ain't seen him nowhere. Period. Not even on social media.
I just wonder if he's healthy, man. Usually they drag him out in a minute.
I saw something 2 years ago during the election that I said to Ann. I think Bill is teetering on either rickets that Katharine Hepburn had with the trembles, or something in that vein.
Yeah, rickets is the physical. It's a bone disease. I know what you're talking about, though.
But it's a trembling disease, and it's not dementia or Alzheimer's.
Parkinson's.
Parkinson's. Thank you, E.
Yeah.
I think I saw things that I saw in my mother and other people that I know that had.
Yeah. So he's an aged man. I get that. But he's a hell of a salesperson. So I just wonder how his health is, because you would think that at this point, given the stakes, that you'd have seen him by now.
Right.
And we haven't.
And we haven't seen him. Yeah, that is true. In any event. So to that point, though, to Eric's question, so what that means is we collectively have got to go, okay, Bill did his work. And maybe he's at that point where he's not even on the bench. He's in the stands. Mm-hmm. So we need to be, Eric can't do it alone. Eric not going to Florida.
None of us. You can't do it alone.
No.
You listening right now. You can't do it alone. We have to do it together. So if you identify one of these anarchists that are hell-bent on murdering people with hammers, just drag them.
Drag them.
Drag them. Give me that. Let's get their name out there. Let's put them on social media and drag them. Now, wait a minute. Listen. You got to be right, though.
Yeah.
We can't drag the wrong people.
Get the work, do the work, get the right information, and trust me, I am nobody's punk.
Yeah.
I will.
If I'm the least bit unsure, I don't drag people. But if I'm sure...
Yeah,
especially if they respond to me in a way that I understand it. Yeah, that's you. That's your ass, yeah, right? So you finna get dragged.
Wait, E. You made the mistake of responding.
Right.
You gave me what I needed to know.
You're getting ready to get dragged.
Yeah.
Like this woman who's running as a running mate for the governor of Illinois, Stephanie Tressel.
Yeah.
We know who she is.
Yes, we do.
The mere fact that he chose her.
Right there.
Disqualifies him.
Again, right. Exactly. That's enough right there to say.
Even if I was ever considered voting for this guy that's running against J.D. Pritzker.
Mr. Haney?
I can't because of who he chose.
Right.
Because I know if you choose her, then your decision-making is flawed.
Just like Youngkin chose the sister that he chose. I mean, I'm sitting back going...
ashy hand ass. Yeah.
I'm like, really? And y'all gonna vote for her because she black? Because she...
Yeah. All right, were we angry enough for you guys today? I hope so. I hope we didn't frighten you too much. That's not the goal.
That should tell you
but
something.
Do something,
did.
Right?
If we did.
That's all the time we have. I want to thank you for yours, for my white slave Devin. Thank you, partner. For my black Asian dude.
That's me.
Tune into the family meeting every Sunday at 4. I'm your host, Eric Grant. Peace.
Like the Halle design, keep my dead laced up with fly getting makeup. But you should see her when she wake up. Never could be break up. Shot, take a drop.
To the extent of its guests, the views and opinions reflected do not necessarily express the views and opinions of News Web Radio, or its management.
Overweight, love, and MC.